Beloved, this is the Culture and Camaraderie podcast, the most thought-provoking, introspective, industrious, creative discussion.
Damn.
With my guy Damilare.
Man, I almost fucked up the intro. Yeah.
I am Damilare, Big Deech. Big playboy. Charismatic, because the Bumper Club playboy. The millennial magnate. The curator of the 20s. All of that. Help Black Self for all your production needs. Swear.
We get it. I get it.
Anyways, yeah, man, that's the intro. The intro takes about a minute now. Fuck.
It does, brud.
Anyways,
you added the tempo.
Yeah, I keep adding up the intro still. Adding it up. You want to add something to the intro?
Patty cake.
Bacon, man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can.
As you can. Come on, boss. No?
Boss, no? G.
Okay.
Nah, we good, fam.
I was trying to let you shine, bro. Bro.
We good.
You
freestyle before the podcast.
Yeah,
the
just a couple
multi-syllabics
two,
and the witty
like,
play,
you know,
the witty fly boy shit.
No, left hook, right hook.
So,
1 2s.
What are you saying?
Nothing, man. I'm cooling. I'm cooling. I've just been chilling, bruv. Yeah. It's been a Mazzolini still. No, I've just been relaxing, man. Just been kicking back. Had a movie night. Do you know what? Have you seen a film called Anomalisa?
Anomalisa?
Yeah.
No way.
It's a sick film. Well, I liked it. It's a stop motion animation, but it's basically about this guy who's suffering from from mental health issues, but he's this type of schizophrenia called Fragoli's schizophrenia.
Okay.
And he doesn't know he's got this illness, but it's a stop motion animation. It's like don't think it's any more than hour and a half.
When was that made? In like 2018?
I think no, it was a bit early, and it's quite an old film. I've seen it once before, but we done a little movie night here in it last night, so was just watching that. But that's a good film. I think you'd like it. It's interesting.
Okay.
Like the way they've done the technique, is that they've got all the models, right, and then they swap the face plate parts of the plates out with the faces with the different expressions. So it's like it's kind of a bit uncanny valley, but you can see it's been made, and it's very sort of like realistic performances. But sick.
All right, fam.
I recommend.
Yeah, fam. Man's been
What you been saying?
I've been editing the pod, staying on top of that, making videos for fashion videos and stuff, live stream, like all the business things, fam. I keep
all of them things there.
I like when I look over there, that's like my spot, but at the same time, it hits the light hits my light.
I know, I can see everything. Bro.
Yeah, fam.
But like one of those anime characters, you know the. You know what it's like? Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, what the fuck else am I doing, bro? Yeah, I like yeah, I've just been all in the business on people's Instagram lives. Hopefully I'll get a new phone next month.
Fingers new phone. Crossed. What phone you getting?
And then
what's man on? What hype is man on? iPhone? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, actually,
they dropped a new iPhone.
You would never. When?
Yesterday. I was gonna get an iPhone 8, but they swapped it out for this phone.
What? You was gonna get a what?
An 8.
Oh, they swapped the iPhone 8 for a new phone that's come out now.
Yeah, the SE.
SE?
Yeah, fam. It's basically the body of an iPhone 8 with the chip of an iPhone 11. Like the most smartest and fastest chip that's ever been put into an iPhone.
New iPhone SE pre-order now. Oh, they announced it. Oh, they announced it. Forget over to why I'm buying the new SE.
Ah, fam.
The body of an iPhone 8. Oh, so it's got like, yeah, but they're small, man. I don't like the iPhone 8s.
Yeah, I was gonna get the iPhone 8 Max or whatever it's called, and then yeah, they done that. So I'm gonna get the XR. I don't know whether I should get the big XR or the normal size
compact
XR.
phones. Oh, so
Like if I get the big XR, it's like obviously you get a bigger screen, but it's not about it's not about performance. That's the thing.
what isn't? The SE.
The XR.
The XR, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, if I get the XR, am I getting it for performance? And the answer is obviously no. But yeah, like I've just decided against it. I don't know, to be fair.
You could probably get saying 20 gigabyte, £27 a month.
No, I'm not. I'm buying it outright. I'm not doing that.
Buying it outright. Oh, okay.
Yeah, fam. 27 gigabyte.
No, 20 gigabyte. That was internet though.
Oh.
I think.
Yeah, no, I'd never do that. I've got a SIM contract. Keep the SIM contract and buy it outright, fam. That's how you keep your phone bills low. Don't want to have another perpetual bill on your card, fam. That's how they get you. They get you with all of those little micro payments, and those micro payments add up. Bro.
Micro payments? What micro payments?
Spotify, Netflix,
See, I
Google
don't get
Play.
Google Play, don't know about. Oh, actually, saying that, I've got what's it called?
Yeah, you've got
the Google Drive thing.
Yeah, you got Google Drive, iCloud, fucking Amazon, all of them ones. Amazon Prime. They Audible. They all add up, fam.
Audible. Have you got Audible?
Yeah.
Mad. See.
So and plus Adobe as well, but
I
Adobe
know,
is the only one that's
you don't need to be paying for
G.
Audible, by the way, bruv.
Huh?
You don't need to be paying for Audible, by the way. There's loopholes for that shit.
No, don't need to pay for Google.
Audible.
Why don't I need to be paying for Audible?
Firstly, because it's Amazon. Fuck them guys. Fuck Jeff Bezos. Alright? Fuck that guy. Yeah. And secondly, you can just keep returning the books. Use it like a library.
Keep returning? I don't even get that, fam.
What do you mean you don't get that?
I don't get
You can listen to the book.
You get 2 credits a month. You get 2 free credits, and then
you can get unlimited credits a month with this.
Huh?
So you can listen to a book, or you can read the book, or you can glean what you need from the book, and then you can return it to get another one. You don't need 2 credits a month. Save yourself however much a year.
What do you mean?
You can return the book and get your credit back.
You're gonna have to explain that in depth because I don't even know what you're talking about.
You can literally do a thing where you go return the credit. Anyway, look, it's not important. My point is, I wouldn't pay for Audible. Personally.
Yeah, like
I'll just get the book from the author if I want the book.
Because of everything that has happened, like in the past 2-3 weeks, I've not been able to like get on top of it. So I've been working like basically since I woke up till I sleep at night. And yesterday I just took like an off day and like just said, yeah, I'm gonna chill. And then today I was like, okay, back to work again. So then now we got this, and then after this, obviously got to do the like audio and then the video shifting and all of that stuff, and render out, and yeah,
this one will be a lot.
And like tomorrow again, and do all of that stuff, and then like research and blah blah. Like I just have to kill this, like all of this, because like Ramadan is even like next week, and so I have to like be elite.
Do you participate every year?
Do I?
Yeah. In
Do
Ramadan.
I can't. But
I
can't stop eating and drinking.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed.
Oh, medical.
Like my parents won't even allow me. Even
really?
If.
Do you participate to any extent or?
Yeah. Not to the extent of not eating though.
Yeah.
What is happening, bro? The audio's looking a bit shifty when I'm looking at the sound waves on my friggin'.
Well, you need to hit up Lax Era for all your production needs,
you know like that. You know like that. No, I think it's all right still. I don't know whether it's because like
it's working.
Is it when I move my chair? No, we good. I may be just tripping still, but it looks like it's you know, like when it does that thing when it goes like, and then it's like blank at the bottom and it goes like this, and then it goes that again. Yeah, it looked a bit like that. It didn't seem even.
That's what we call it.
And I hate when it pops or spikes and shit like that.
No,
that's why I don't shout anymore when I say beloved. If people didn't know,
you go, beloved,
because I hate when it goes. Like, you can't.
Oh, it goes
hear.
flat. Oh, it goes Yeah. Oh, so basically your thing's too loud. Is that what you was trying to say?
No. When I shout at the microphone, 100. But you see it normally now.
What do you mean?
As in, like, you don't have like the shield and your face in the shield.
Yeah. No. It's better, isn't it?
Yeah, it's much better.
It's a million times better. I don't know. The only reason is because it didn't have it. To be fair. That's the only reason.
Oh, fam.
You see me? Bro.
Yo.
I miss the days when we used to chill in the summer, man. You know, we used to be out on the... Man, we used to be rolling round. Are you mad?
Bro.
Me and the Deechy family. Rolling through Shorty.
I miss them days, low-key. I miss them days. But I don't miss being broke.
Summer's cancelled this year. Everyone thought summer was coming back. It was going to be Return of the Jedi or some shit. Bruv. Summer's cancelled
till further notice, man. Restart next year, bruv. What is everybody talking about, bruv? Just do your work from home, bruv, and don't get fired. That's what you have to. That's literally what you have to do, bruv. Just don't get yourself fired, fam.
It's peak out here. Do you know what? It's against some people as well. I know some people who are good at what they do and they just got sacked because people needed to save some peas, fam. People needed to save money.
Bruv, literally,
people
yeah.
When I say recruitment
about to be booming, it's about to be booming, fam.
Well, when it comes back?
Yeah, bruv. Hello, I'm just checking in. I want to see if you've, got a placement. I see that you work for a production company. I've got a couple right here. Do you wanna have a quick chat? A quick chat about it? It only takes 20 minutes. Boom. Everybody's gonna get rejiggled and reshifted, fam. Obviously, the ones on the back burner that are like media, like what's that?
Well,
what's
this is
that
the thing. Do you think
called?
this is the great flush? Do you think this is the great flush? Like all the people on like, do you know, who are living in sort of investment bubbles, etc., etc.
Yes. Yeah. Like we're not gonna get investment. Like we're literally gonna have to make budget movies and shit like that, man. Or there's not even gonna be a chance for us to. This might be too much, fam.
No, it looks great.
No, from your side, but like when I'm looking at the camera.
Oh, the camera.
The camera's like got me here. So yeah. But yeah, fam.
Speaking of greatness, Drake, Diddy.
Oh, see. Yo, you know what, yeah? Say what you gonna say.
Do you know what? It's because when you... I don't know what it is about Drake, but even with Diddy, there's always... Like, I love the energy and the vibe on that, obviously. Like, it's interesting to see these guys talk, but... You know, with all the just madness that happened between them, like, it's just hard to, like... And like see it as like genuine. I don't know. That's just me. But like obviously the message and the stuff that they're talking about, like
obviously
you got love for that.
If you're like giving money to medical professionals and that, then whatever. But it's
no, it's more between them two. Do you know when they're like, oh, we gotta come together. We gotta, you know what I mean? Like it's like obviously what they look like the money that they're giving is helping. Like that shit's all lit. Like you know. And what they're actually talking about and what they're saying is facts. It's real. It's like,
bruv, do you believe the petty king? That is the question.
I don't ever believe the petty king. I think Drake is the chess grandmaster.
Yeah, fam. And with me, everything is a chess move. You know when he was saying, oh, you see all of those guys behind you? They're my brothers. It's like, yo.
You get what I mean? You get what I mean?
It's nasty.
And they're all like getting gassed, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
fam.
But it makes me think
yeah, bro.
Diddy in there. It all felt like a showing of swords. You know what I mean? Like it was a bit like,
yeah, fam.
You know what I mean? It's all a bit.
And Diddy can't seem like a hater, fam, at all. You can't, bro. That's like exactly what happened to Napoleon when he got put out of power, fam. But yeah, that's a little different history lesson, fam.
It's a bit mad.
But yeah, bro. I'm not falling for none of it. None of it. Like, at all, bro.
Yeah.
I'm on the different side of the street with all of that stuff. Like, yeah, bro.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't think Drake can trust nobody.
I'm glad
everyone wants to be where he is. Every single person that is all the big guys that are giving him the ratings now going, you're my top 5. You're my top 5. You know what I mean? It's like, one thing I got to rate Drake about it is he always says it, and it's like, all these props that everyone's giving me now, all these people that I look up to that are giving me props now, like, they didn't give it to me back then, so I don't need it now. And he's got an awareness of that. Like, it's dangerous, isn't it?
Yeah,
get the game in a stranglehold.
Drake just seems like a dangerous human being in general, fam.
He does, doesn't he? It's so weird.
I don't know why.
So
like,
weird.
To be honest, I don't even. Well, it's not that I'm a somebody, but yeah, there's just something about him that just doesn't make me feel easy, fam.
Yeah,
like you don't make me feel comfortable.
It's so weird though, because you don't know in what ways and in what extent you know what I mean, to a certain degree. It's like,
bro, yeah, fam.
Because as well, when he's all like jokey on like Instagram, you know what I mean?
That's a great enemy right there, fam. If Drake was my enemy, I'd like, you have to respect him. I can't. Yeah, that's the only way I can put it, because like, yeah, that guy is just different, bro. Like, to be honest, you don't really want him as an enemy, but then again, like, why? Like, do you want him as a friend?
Do you know what? I always think when you get to that level, I think friends is a very loose term. Once you're...
Okay, do you want him as an ally or a comrade? Because Drake is a single behemoth. Like I don't know how many people he hires.
Was everyone under him, innit, as well? Everyone behind him.
But who's really like when I look at Diddy, I can tell that he's got like massive like wings, and he's got like a row of like a slew, in fact, of people around him. That's like, if Diddy goes down, it's like there's a great wall that's tumbling down. Or if like Jay-Z goes down, there's a great wall that's tumbling. But if Drake goes down, it's like, that's just the end in my head. Like, that's just the end of Drake. What do you mean? Like, I don't see anything else around him like falling particularly.
Okay, so if Diddy goes down, who's falling?
Well, actually, I shouldn't say falling. I should say,
but it tarnishes certain.
Like, it could just everybody that's like executive behind the scenes. Like, there's Ciroc, there's there's Bad Boy, there's all of the other things that Diddy does in it. Yeah. There's like different companies that like whereby Diddy's just on. That's just different levels, different scenes, different quality.
Levels. So like, what? But saying that, do you think Drake has not like? Do you think instead of it being because of how successful his actual music career is, instead of him necessarily branching out and making actual bigger brands and diversifying in that way, he's sort of like transferred that all into his music career and made his music career as diversified as possible.
Yeah, like
instead.
He can't stop doing music, like, ever. Like, at this point, like, it's like his music career is just too big. He's like the biggest superstar that we have ever had.
That's insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like being that rich, that famous, and that like, it's crazy.
And he's young as well, because by that time, I don't think that Diddy had that much money.
He's almost, he can literally almost do anything he wants, isn't it?
Because Drake is like 32, 33 in it. Was he 34?
He's 33 now, I think.
Yeah, so like, it's just he's just at a different level than everybody else was, innit? And it wasn't even fast. He's been doing this since he was 20. How long have I been listening to Drake?
It's 20 something.
25, I think. Like, it's been 12 years since I've been listening to Drake. So how old is that?
Born in 86. Oh, he's active since 2001. He's 33, yeah.
So yeah, like I
remember Young Money, like
and plus I don't
has
even
been
want
nuts,
a
innit?
career like Drake's.
Huh?
I said I don't even want a career like Drake's.
What do you mean you don't want a career like Drake?
I don't want a career like his.
What, where it hangs on one?
No, like just the way that he's done it. Like I would never want to do it.
Why?
I just don't see the value in it, to be honest with you.
But what do you mean? Like in the way that he's so big and it's just he's the front face of it and he's, you know what I mean? It's just about him. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, there's that value as well. And like, yeah, like I'm not a just about me person. And I'm not just about the charts as well. Like, but he doesn't have a life after death. He doesn't have a get rich or die trying. He doesn't have like a good kid, Mad City. He doesn't have one of those.
I get what you mean, yeah. The thing
He's
is,
not like a hip hop icon whereby if he dies, then
yeah, but he's not.
It immortalizes one of his albums. It's like, oh, if you get just as many chart toppers and that and all of that stuff, then you're like
You've
Drake.
Beat him. Yeah.
But it's like, do you want?
But isn't that something to be said? Because you know how people, not that people are comparing him to Michael Jackson. I guess they wouldn't do that. But, it's a weird one. Because he's a pop star, though. Like, he is.
Yeah.
He's a pop star. It's just, he's done it really well in a way that he affects culture as if he's a rapper. But, no, well, not necessarily. That's not necessarily true. But you know what I mean when I say that. Like, he makes things cool, but he makes
toxicity cool
in a mainstream way. If that makes sense. I can't really articulate what I'm saying properly, but it's like he can be a pop star. He's made corny cool in a weird way, like for our generation. Because you know, like when you look back and you look at some of the like big tunes that there were back in the day that everyone used to be like, oh, this is a fucking tune. You know what I mean? Where you look back at it now and realize how corny it was. Like, but at the time that was cool. He's just been able to do that for our era. He's been able to make corny actually cool to a wider audience. Whereas like back in the day, if you look at all the tunes that were like in 2005, you know what I mean? Like they were corny, but everyone listened to them because they were like, oh, those are tunes. Whereas now it's like the only reason we listen to them now is because of like nostalgia. Yeah. Whereas he's the person that's done that for Drake. Probably Bear. I was just having a conversation with Anton about all this, like because we was talking about like, if someone doesn't write their own songs, can you call them an artist if they don't write their own raps? Because we came from it like being about if you don't write your own raps, would you see that person as an artist? Because it was just a sort of continuation of that artist conversation, you know, versus creative. And I kind of see that in the same way. It's not that I don't respect your craft as a singer or a rapper or whatever, as a performer, but then we started talking about people like Michael Jackson or Beyonce, where they don't necessarily write even like 80%. They've 80% of their songs are probably
but they
more or less.
They command on different avenues as
they
well.
They do, but it's because their innovations are within performance, and like there's no one that performs like Beyonce,
and there's no one that can sing like Michael Jackson or Beyonce.
Yeah,
range,
and then he started talking about, and then we started talking about Chris Brown, but like even Chris Brown, okay, you could say he's but it's with him, he will outdance all his backing dancers, all the people that are, you know what I mean, even his choreographer, you know what I mean, but he's still able to sing to a certain level. He's still able to do everything else to a certain level, like and rap and act or whatever. So when you put all these things together as what he does as a creative person, that's him as an artist. That's why he's Chris Brown. He's Chris Brown and what he brings to his, you know.
But at the same time, like, because I was thinking about that again, like, because this is why I respect Quincy Jones, L.A. Reid, Babyface, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and like friggin' the guy that invented New Jack Swing,
Terran. Oh, he was part of, what band was he part of? He's part of a band. What band was he a part of?
10. Damn, I keep forgetting his name. See, this is how people get lost in history, fam. Like, I can't forget guys like this name.
What do you mean that's how people get lost in history?
Like, when you can't remember their name, then they get discounted from history. What was his record label again? Do you even remember that?
No.
Raw, fam.
Just put in New Jack Swing. New Jack.
I just put in Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis and seeing if he pops up. I'm not gonna lie.
Teddy Riley.
That's the one. That's the one.
Wait, Terrence. What band was he a part of?
Terrence Riley. This is why everything I do is gonna come in handy. But yeah, like, that's why Quincy Jones is such a phenomenal person, and that's why Teddy Riley is such a phenomenal singer-songwriter. That's why, like, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, L.A. Reid, Babyface, like, all of these people are phenomenal for this exact reason. This is why Jay-Z is phenomenal as well, because he can, like, what hip-hop did was partition a lot of aspects that thing ensued. So the songwriting went to the rapper and the production went to the producer, because all of these other guys could play instruments, and like that's kind of what's inspired me to know how to play the piano and the trumpet now. Obviously the trumpet is going to be my first instrument, but yeah. And then obviously like the saxophone will ensue afterwards, and all of that stuff. But the point is, like, all of these guys are named, and this is why their legacies are cemented just as much as Michael Jackson, just as much as Beyonce, just as much, like, their names are no matter what, they are cemented. But I dare you to name the Spice Girls songwriter. I dare you. Like, we don't speak about all of them guys on the same level, and we don't even see the Spice Girls on the same level as Beyonce, even though they danced and sang and all of that stuff. And why is that?
Okay, so you're even saying the level and the intention behind the way.
Because it's a scale thing, innit? It's like we see Shakira and all of that, but where is all of the Spice? Where's S Club 7? Where's all of these other people that are big? Like all of these people that are just even big to us. Where's like Aqua? Where's who's the other one? Not S Club 7, but the other one. Where's 5?
Steps.
Where's Steps? Yeah, all of those ones, because they were larger than life to the UK.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: we still uphold Skepta, we still uphold Jammer, we still uphold JME for specific reasons. We still uphold Miss Dynamite. All of these other people that are quintessentially British and created.
Yeah, but is that just because of the kind of people that we listen to? Because
no,
people would still because when you put it into that, are you saying like people are still going to talk about those like? Because if Steps or whatever are put on a reunion tour, I bet people would still, or 5, I bet people would still go to it.
Well, here's the thing. Like, what's the other one? What's the Irish band called?
Could they still have a long enough career?
What's the Irish band called?
What's their names? Oh my gosh, they released something really, really. Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
Westlife.
Westlife. There we go.
See, but if Westlife do something, to me that would be culturally significant.
Why?
Because they're Westlife. Like Westlife is on a different scale
level, yeah.
And like so is Mick Jagger, so is Jimi Hendrix, all of these other people that aren't within.
But what do you think? Okay, so what do you think is the difference then?
The difference was the intention. Like these guys made pop songs and all of that stuff, but Westlife made a certain type of music that hit people in a different way. Like when I think about like Spice Girls' best song, I think about Mama. I don't think about any other song. Like the no, I'm not gonna sing it. Yeah, fam.
Your age is showing. Put it away.
But yeah, it's like. But at the end of the day, like I'm not a 30-year-old white woman. This is the thing.
Yeah, that's, and I think that's something to be said for that. You know what I mean?
But why does it matter less?
Why does what matter less?
Spice Girls
versus Westlife.
Yeah. Or
it's always intention. It
other
definitely
things
is always
as well.
intention.
Like there's other.
Because it's not like the intention for it to be big. It's almost the bigger you intend the song to be, the less potent it is, as in like long lasting to a certain degree.
I wonder though, like to be honest, I can't even speak about outside of that. Like when it gets to rock bands and all of these other things.
Yeah.
I wonder what it's like on the other side of the world. I wonder what it's like. Because they don't. Like, who's the new biggest rock band? Like, it can't be, damn, forgot their name. It can't be 1970 or 90.
1975, no, it's not there. I don't know.
What's the, is it 1979? Is that the name of the band?
1975. Rock band.
Let me see.
2020.
Like Arctic Monkeys, The Neighbours.
Yeah.
Pale Waves. Nasty. Tame Impala. Like Tame Impala, definitely, right?
It's interesting though, because you see how his sound has been so. It's the sort of psychedelic nature of it that's kind of been.
Bastille, yes.
Like adopted, not adopted, but it's been welcomed by sort of hip hop and a lot of the producers that are like. Obviously, someone like Travis Scott is gonna fuck with that. Like you can see the link. You know what I mean? It speaks to his sort of sound quite well.
But Tame Impala's always been like...
Yeah, it's very sort of... Yeah, it's
just
guitar
good
based. But it's still it's quite simple. Yeah, no, but it is. It's good. It's good music. I'm just trying to think of... it's interesting. Because hip-hop's just got the world in a stranglehold, and it's just interesting.
It's actually in a stranglehold. Like, we can talk about these people, but one, they're not bigger than Drake. There's not one... that is bigger than Drake.
Even close.
It's not even a contest. It's actually disgusting.
It's actually leaps and bounds.
It's terrifying, in fact. Because, like, you can't... Like, because when we think about...
Because the bar's been raised. The bar's actually been raised.
Like, when we think about now the artists, like... Oh, wait. Now we think about the artists that are like... who else is there? Like Kendrick or Cole or like any like who else is there, fam?
Kendrick. No, well, this is what I'm thinking. If Drake stops tomorrow, okay, God forbid that would happen. I would never wish that on someone. But say if Drake disappeared tomorrow, who's gonna be able to take that spot?
Tory Lanez.
You think he would actually and keep it to
I
that
genuinely think Tory Lanez is going to take the spot. In general anyways.
Really? Oh, but the thing is, and I don't necessarily even think it's a bad thing, but I just don't see him being able to make certain hits like Drake does. And I actually don't think that's a bad thing. I think Tory Lanez's pocket is his pocket, and I think... But I can't see him being able to make a song that will be as, you know what I mean, like Hotline Bling. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's totally separate. Like Hotline Bling, God's Plan, and
don't get me wrong, he's not going to get as big as Drake by doing exactly what Drake has done. That's just not going to happen.
Yeah, like there's that,
but
like. Hotline Bling, Tootsie Slide, like those are all things Drake done because he is Drake, and like those are also the things that are like we know exactly why he done that. No, yeah, I think Tory can take the spot easily.
I don't think,
but the spot will break up.
Yeah, but are you just saying that because of his IG lives?
No, I thought this for ages.
Since when?
And his IG lives.
You haven't been back in Tory like that. I'm not saying you haven't been back in Tory. No, I'm not saying you haven't been back in Tory.
I have been,
but not to take Drake's spot.
I have.
No. I have. That's one thing I can say. You haven't been saying it.
I have.
Not to take Drake's spot. I've been back in Tory though. You've been back in Tory. I'm not saying you haven't been back in him.
The Chinks
but
Tape
not
5
to take,
series was the reason why.
No, but not to take Drake's spot.
What do you mean? He's going to be the biggest phenom since forever. He's a born entertainer. He's a lot of things that
100%.
He's a lot of things that Drake isn't.
Yeah, he's got a good voice. He can actually make like.
He's like
proper R&B. Well,
he's like R&B. Genuinely talented with certain things, and the like because what I was saying was.
Yeah, but that's
Drake's
clearly gone.
The biggest spot, or should I say the number one spot in hip hop and R&B is gonna break up. So like that's totally different than what certain things that Drake does. Like Hotline Bling, all of those other things, they're quintessentially pop things to do in this decade, or last decade. I don't feel like those are going to be the in things, even though
they're not.
Tootsie Slide is came in at number 1 or something dumb like that. So, but when we're talking about hip hop, Tory Lanez gonna take that. I just need Tory Lanez to like bring something extra. Yeah.
But when we're talking about taking Drake's spot, we're talking about it from the pop angle. We're not talking because taking it from the hip hop angle. That's not necessarily that hard to do. He's not at the top of hip hop. He is in the sense that he is affiliated with this hip hop scene because of the certain songs he's made and the way he sort of built his legacy. But in the same vein, the way he's built his legacy, he hasn't got that same respect within hip hop. It's not that people would be like, oh, Drake's this, you know what I mean? Like, obviously, he's on top of the game, so you just sound like a hater, really. But at the same time, he hasn't got that same level of respect.
I feel like Tory's gonna do it with just hip hop sounding tunes. That's what I think.
So you're gonna think you think he's gonna get to the same level as Drake,
or just be like, a bigger Meek Mill. Because those are the two avenues. But like, here's the thing: like, Drake's music is like generally toxic and petty. Like, it's like not toxic in the way that we play and have fun. There is just a nut level of toxicity within the way this guy speaks.
Like what? Give me an example.
Okay, I was singing the lyrics for Shot For Me, yeah? Right? Yeah. And when I was singing Shot For Me, I was like... And then I started saying the words, right?
Well, like, give me a lyric.
I can see in your eyes that you're angry. Regret got shit on what you're feeling now. Mad 'cause he ain't like me. Oh, you're mad 'cause nobody ever do it like me. The way you talk, that's me. The way you are, that's me. The way you've got your hair up, did you forget, that's me? And the voice in your speaker right now, that's me. Like, literally, that's the most controlling. And this is in Take Care, right? And we just sing like, hey, like, take a shot for me, the way you are, that's it. Like, me, when I was in uni and shit like that, yeah, and all of that stuff, that was cool. But I'm an adult now, and that's not cool. And then, like, even, like, because it doesn't stay there, it's in Jaded, and even his song now that's out with Future. So wait, let me actually look for this song with Future. Did man said the way you got your hair up, did you forget that's me? He's like, did you forget that's me? Like, that's just nasty. That's nasty, fam. Drake he's nasty, fam. He's just, yeah, bro. Like, and that's part of what I'm saying. Like when you have a genuinely scary guy like that, it's like, raw, fam. That's just a different level, bruv. Like, what's the name of that song with Future that he's got out, fam? He's got one tune out with Future right now. Let me look for it. This is where you fill in the dead air with something. What do you think about that?
It's a weird one. I think you wouldn't have been able to telegraph what Drake has done. I think even from Take Care. Because even from Take Care, he wasn't
What do you
anywhere
mean telegraph?
near. Like, you wouldn't be able to telegraph the level of success that Drake has now achieved, where it's like, okay, he is so far ahead of anyone.
I don't know what type of far ahead you're talking about, to be honest.
Well, when I say far ahead, it's like, I can't see anyone taking his spot right now. in the same way. It's just different. It's because he's kind of like carved his own.
Well,
little
it's
spot
not. Yeah, it's not.
He's
about
carved his own
Drake's
little realm.
spot. It's about
Yeah.
what is going to be the biggest thing.
Yeah.
So outside of Drake's spot, it's like, who can be the biggest?
Yeah, but it has to be bigger than what Drake has done, and I don't think Tory can do that.
You don't think Tory can? Well, okay.
I don't know.
Like
That's just my take. But then again, I'm not like
it's weird. It's
fan.
weird because.
But I just can't see the recipe. You know what I mean? Whereas with like,
that's the one. That's what it's called. Well, did you see Drake's recipe? Did you know that singing girl tunes about being manipulative to women was gonna be the biggest thing in hip hop? That's the question.
So then what makes you say it about Tory then? Just from aside from his talent, because clearly that's not, if that was the case, there would be loads of people that will already be on top. But that's
what do you
not
mean?
necessarily the case.
When I was listening to Take Care, Drake, girls were still saying Drake is corny. He sings, he doesn't do like.
But that's exactly what I'm saying. So what is it that you think Tory has got that's going to take him to that level?
Let me just bust a bit of desires real quick, fam, because I want this like.
Because it's clearly not necessarily about the actual music.
Has
it's
never been your thing.
Huh?
Don't think it'll help if there's a ring with a rock in it. Where I'm from, they serve soda clean. You come from a city where there's lean with the rocks in it. Wait. How the fuck you keep so many secrets? How the fuck you seen so many beaches? Tickets to them places don't come cheap. Like, and I seen you back in Turks. Remember who took you there first. Don't forget. Don't you forget it. Wait, fam. Oh, bruv. Like this, like I had to tell Eric, go get it. Look, got you a whip, and then you got back on your shit. I had to tell Eric, go get. So basically, yeah, he gave a girl a car, and then he told his mans to go and get it back for him. He took a girl to Turks, and he's telling her, remember who took you there first. He saw her in Turks again, and he said, remember who took you there. Like, this guy is wild. He is wild. I don't understand how one person can be so wild, fam. Like in that song where people think he's speaking about Georgia Smith on like Jaded. It's like, and this isn't like the only tunes. Like, and then this guy, he falls in love with strippers, which isn't a bad thing. Strippers are really nice people. I don't know if you've met any.
Wait, this is Drake. You're still talking.
Yeah. Like, I don't know if you've met any strippers, but they're really nice. They're quite caring. They're manipulative in the good way. And they're super feminine. Like, they're just really good to talk to. Like, if I was going to have any girlfriends, they'd probably be strippers. Or sex workers. Like, they're the easiest people to speak to. Anyways. Like, you know how Jesus had Marilyn Manson and all of that stuff? I follow in Jesus' path.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. Staying on the righteous road.
Yeah, bro. Damn. That wasn't recording.
Oh, no. Skillarchi.
But yeah, I don't know how much of that didn't record, but whatever. Genuinely. Though, like, what do I say? Yeah, no. He's just a toxic person. But, Tory, he can rap. He raps his own raps.
That's fine.
He has his own sound.
I don't think at this point it's even a question about how good Tory is. We already know he's good. He's got the ability to connect with people.
Tunes, okay.
He knows how to connect to people. I can see what you mean. I'm just trying to see.
Let me see the lyrics to one of my favorite Tory songs. Okay, I sip way too much drink. The problem with Tory is that he loves his vices, fam. Like, I don't know if you were watching watching that radio thing, the quarantine radio. But he
Sometimes.
was drinking and smoking throughout the whole ones all the time. Like, he was just drinking, sipping, smoking, all of that stuff, fam. Like, it was just a mazza, fam. Just a plain... He loved, like, obviously, every single artist has their own vice, particularly. And, like, it's hard. It's definitely hard. But, like, that is the one thing about Tory that's, like, a bit scary. The fact that, like, he drinks and smokes a lot, or at least when he was in public. But I haven't not seen on a live, because I've been on other lives with Tory when he's just making music. He's making like random songs and he's doing punches and stuff, and he's just smoking in the booth and drinking and all of that stuff, alcohol at these times, and it's just wild, bruv. It's the most, like, when you see someone drink,
so weird.
When you, like, well, for me anyways, for me, when I see someone drink and smoke that much, it gets to me and I wonder what this person is going through. That is the one thing that happens to me when I see someone. Like, obviously, like, if you're not the type of person that I am, that understands why people take the vices that they take, and, like, you're saying, oh, this person's just trying to have fun, blah, 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 blah. No, like, me personally,
that's the mad thing, is
I know
like
my
he's
friends
living
drink.
his best life right now.
I don't know
free,
whether he's living his best life. If
but,
he's
yeah,
like, if
Drinking
he's
and
high
smoking
all the
that much.
time. This is my thing. Like, I know my friends, they're going through mad. I know when my friends is going through mad shit when they take more, when they start drinking more. Like, when they start drinking in private alone, for me, that's a problem for a normal person. And then, like, when people smoke in the dead of the night all the time, that's a problem.
That's what I'm the same. I
like,
agree with that.
It
makes me feel.
You're a bit different, but because you don't drink or smoke.
Yeah, do you know what? I've always thought about that.
I don't. But me personally, you know me, like, I will have all my vices on blast, being like, yeah, I'm going through some shit right now, and then I'll stop when I'm like, you know, like, if I want to stop, I'll stop, and that's my thing, because I know myself,
smoking.
and I know my vices in it. But with other people, it just seems so wild and uncontrolled.
Well, yeah, because I guess in a weird way, you work through your problems differently, innit? Like, you're highly aware of the fact that it's your voice, whereas I think a lot of people, when they're going through these things, they're aware, but they choose not to. It's like with me, I've got my own version of doing it. Like, when I'm going through certain things, like, you know, it's not necessarily in drinking or smoking or whatever, but it will be, for me, I think a big one is my phone.
What do you mean?
As crazy as that sounds, but like social media, YouTube.
So you go on social media more.
Procrastinate, and not even using it, but I kind of just zone on it. You know what I mean? Like, I've started to notice and pick up on the fact that, like, when I'm stressed or when I'm like feel like my instant reaction is to just, like, you know what I mean? Just not be focusing on anything that my mind's doing at that time. Like, that's the way that I'll do it. And so I do think about that consciously, like, man, like, in some ways it's kind of better, because at least it's not properly detrimental to my health, although it's still bad in sort of other cases of my mental well-being, so you could argue that. But sometimes I do think, man, at least I'm not smoking or drinking. Like, if I was smoking or drinking right now, fuck me. With the amount, if I replaced it, man, my life would be different, bro. Oh my god.
You know, like,
this would not be the same Tyler. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, no, vices are weird because, like, I can control it. Well, I say I can control it. I choose when and when not to use them, because if I'm going through something and I don't pick one will be picked for me.
Yeah.
And it's like because you never know when you're going through a downward spiral, innit? And so it's only when you hit rock bottom and it's like, yo, I'm here. And then you have like a choice to make, innit? And it's like, do I rise to the occasion again, or do I just keep going? Because after rock bottom, people don't tell you it's the abyss. If you've never been there before, fucking hell, bro. It's a different level of like incoherence.
Mm-hmm.
Like you will start losing time. Your life will be. Let's not get too deep into it. But the abyss is a different space, isn't it? So you can't just be. Plus, yeah. Damn. I don't know if I want to say that on camera. No.
The funny thing is, whenever you think about it, you never end up saying
Nah.
If you got to think about it, you just like, let's leave that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so do you think these vices and shit, do you think it's like, it's what you think that's what's the thing that's stopping, that could stop Tory from reaching where you think he's going to reach?
No.
Just his.
No, it makes him human, innit?
Yeah.
That's the one thing. Like, it makes him relatable to people. That is what it is. It's nothing.
But does he speak about that in his music?
No.
In a human way?
Not really.
Okay.
I don't know, you know. I've never looked for it.
Okay, because that's not his vibe.
Like, it's not blatant. Like, he raps in the slick way. So it's like, I'm over here, and then I'm over there, and I'm with this girl, and I'm moving here. And it's like, it's a bit sporadic. But it's like that slick talk, innit? It's like, Rolls Royce rolled up. That nigga did 20 flat, nigga, so what? It's like, I'm here and then I'm there. And then it's like, yo.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but he does have the song I Sip Here, which is one of my favorites. Like, he said, I sip way too much drink. I don't think I can think. I won't try tell lies. This plant got me too high. I won't try to pretend, because you and I are just friends. So I won't try to pretend because you and I... Yeah, he talks about it blatantly in his music. A lot. Like, that one song, I Sip Here. Yeah. After last night we spent, too lit. Spent the night with my clique. Never mind, you're just a freak. Telling you it's getting too deep. I'm a player. I just crush, baby. Like, when you've got like a vice like women, which is like a lot of men's vices. It's like the only thing you think about is just not getting them pregnant. And I don't even think that Future even thinks about that. So yeah. It's a different area. Entirely when you're like, when your main vice is women. It's like, so yeah, like me, I've got all the vices in it. Like, it's not even a joke. It's like, because man's in perpetual pain, I have all the vices. I try to do everything to numb it. So yeah, like, it's a lot different.
Your approach is, if I pick it, it won't. If I control.
No, my thing is, well, obviously my thing is control. Like, cause that's
but my point is, if you control that thing, then it can't control you.
Yeah,
at the very least.
But like I switched them with like non-toxic things. So like work. So like, I don't know whether my personality is addictive, but instead of getting addicted to any of those other things, I get addicted to work instead. So I just make myself work a lot. So like where it would be like, you know, when you said you got addicted to your phone, yeah. I used to be like that, but then like instead of like watching, well, I used to love watching YouTube videos, yeah, and TV shows and all of that stuff back in uni and all of that stuff. So instead of watching those 1 hour shows, I would pick or anime shows or whatever I would watch, yeah, because I used to just watch a lot of them because it was easy. Like, it's obviously, you know, it's easier to work and watch something at the same time, or like you like to distract yourself in that way, like be able to watch something in the background. But yeah, I would watch like a lecture or something different because like, you know, well, yeah, I think I said it quite a few times here where it was like I'd just sit down and like read a book, and I wouldn't stand up till I finished like reading it or listening to the audiobook or listening to the lecture way back in the day, and like doing that up until like since I was 21 to now. So now I'm like more focused, even though like I've still got all the same vices and I've got all the same like all the same troubles, I should say. The work is always the main thing. So I can't sacrifice the quality of work. And like obviously now, because of what we do, it's like because I don't know, I don't think I'm anything special, but like the point is attention right now, innit? So we have to just be the best, or at least that's how I see it in my mind. Like, deliver the best work and then figure out how to grab attention while doing that. And yeah, so like so I just consciously do all of those things at the same time. It's hard, but yes.
You still make it happen, bro.
But yeah, so it's just one of those things that's got to happen. Like, it's not, I can't change it. But yeah, it's just a thing that happens. But yeah, like
yeah. It's a weird one.
How do you even explain that? I don't think
what the vices.
Yeah, like just as an artist, like having to deal with all of that rubbish.
Well, I think it's just however. I think it's talking through it, isn't it? It's just.
But like, yeah, like because now instead what I do is read, I make content, I do all of the normal things, but at the same time, like, I'm getting better at creating elite forms of communication. Well, I keep saying elite, but like I'm better at communicating my thoughts to the people.
Yeah.
Whether it's elite or not, it's not.
Well, that's the funny thing is, like, when you're practicing doing things like making videos and content and explaining and having conversations, like, you're kind of forced to, aren't you? To be as succinct as possible.
But like, not everybody speaks openly about their vices or their troubles, innit?
Yeah, I don't think I do that enough. Like, I'm going through a period now where I'm having to sort of face a lot of that, and yeah, it's a weird time, man. It's a weird time, and I'm understanding that I have to be a bit more honest about all these things in general, just with the way, with how I do things with creativity and just like with people and my family and the way I just interact with people in general. It's hard though. It's hard because when you're trying to like be open with it, you're I think a lot of people haven't. There's being open with it, but I think first, before you be open with it, you've still got to reconcile that within yourself first, to a certain degree. Because if you just try and be open with what you're going through without even reconciling it first, it's just going to come out like... There's a perfect example of that. Do you know... Have you heard of a guy called... what is his fucking name? It's Carlos Mencia. Comedian.
Yeah. Is he the one
Did
that
you hear
broke
about
down on stage?
I don't know if he broke down, maybe, but he was basically copying everyone's lines.
Oh.
And Joe Rogan outed him.
Yeah, yeah.
And he went on a He went on a YouTube. Have you heard of Valuetainment? Patrick Bet David.
He interviewed Kobe.
Yeah,
he's got that voice where he speaks like this, and I was like,
yeah, he's like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. Yeah.
Did you know?
He done an interview with Carlos Mencia, which I thought was really weird, but it's interesting because I was expecting this to actually be like a career moment for this guy. And you could tell Patrick Bet David was like trying to. It was such an interesting. I kind of rate that Patrick Bet David guy as like an interviewer specifically because he was taking no shit, and he was just outright basically going, "Look, everyone knows that you're stealing jokes. I'm not going to pretend like I didn't know that's the case. If you can prove to me otherwise or give me evidence otherwise, I'm open to it. But use this as a chance to kind of just own up for yourself." And this guy has spent the whole interview basically explaining how it would have been easier for me to just tell the truth. Why would I lie this long? He's like, I had been, you know what I mean? He was giving all these stories about how, okay, some people view it as stealing, but I'd been doing, working and collaborating with people before, and there's people who have sometimes stolen from me, and he's giving anecdotes about this, that, and the other. And like, you can see this guy is just chasing his own tail, having spent like the past 20 or so years living in this weird moment in his life where he'd just been like, he had just been ridiculed, and he spent the last 20 years going through that, and he still hadn't reconciled it in himself. He still hadn't just gone, do you know what? I fully accept this. And he spent this 2 hours chasing his tail. Patrick Bet David trying to give him the chance to speak that truth. And he just didn't even want to engage with that. He wasn't, you know what I mean? And now it's just made him look worse. Like, even if you look at the comments, like, everyone knows it's like, you stole jokes, bruv. You don't even look like you believe it. What you're saying. You know? And I think that's just a perfect example. It's like, that's the most important thing first. And it's a bit of a tricky one because in some ways, being honest and open about it can help you reconcile it in a lot of ways. But I think there's like an internal mental processing that needs to happen before.
I think so too. Like
you can
like I think I shared this in an earlier podcast. Like we're gonna dip in and then get back out real quick, okay? Like, because fear of death has always been like a massive thing for me. And like,
really interesting.
Because, so then when I was younger, thinking I was gonna die early, I would just like live my life and do all like the easy things that I could do in it. And then like, I flipped and reversed that. So like all of the shit that I think now, long term, 10 years, all of that stuff, talking about in 20 years time, like all of that shit I did earlier, like before 18, I stopped doing that in my early 20s. And then I started doing that again. Because at the end of the day, you can't control what it is that is going to happen. However, I had to reconcile all of these things within myself first. But at the same exact time, I don't know what it was, fam, but my confidence didn't dip. Like, you know when people are depressed and like they're the loudest, happiest person in the room, and then it's like they're just talking to you normally, and then one day they just go
Go. Yeah.
Okay, outside of that, I haven't gone obviously, but I was still the confident, do all the work that I can do type person.
Yeah.
But
See,
with none of the, I don't know. Like when I look at the pictures,
the
from
front facing symptoms, or
asymptomatic. Like
yeah.
like when I look at the pictures from back then, I'm like, I got no life in my eyes, and like obviously after doing that, like I can tell when somebody else has that in them as well, or like when they're full of life and like what level that they're at in it. Anyways, it's true because like I had to decide within myself whether I was gonna take hold of the moment or not, whether or not like I was going to continue to live in that fear, or actually not even live in that fear, let that fear control me, or expand outside of it. And yeah, it was just it's one of those things that you just have to fully detect and like decide within yourself, because like that's the like I don't know whether there's any woman that could have fixed that and all of that stuff. Like now,
no money, no cars,